My name is Christina, γεννήθηκα στην Φλόριδα και τώρα σπουδάζω δημοσιογραφία και ελληνικά στο NYU στη Νέα Υόρκη. My father's family is Greek. They are from Rhodes and Patras and Athens and Kyreneri.
And your mother?
My mom is not Greek. She's Scottish, French, Irish, I don't really know. English.
And you went to Greek school at some point?
No, I did not go to Greek school. My grandmother spoke a little bit of Greek at home, and the first time that I started speaking Greek was 2 years ago here at NYU. At NYU, I started taking classes as a freshman because I wanted to get more in touch with my Hellenic roots. Well, I went to Greece for the first time over the winter break. I spent about 3 weeks. I went to Rhodes, Athens, and Santorini, and I saw my family. And I haven't seen them, I think, since I was 2 years old, so it's been about 18 years. And it was really nice just to meet them and be able to communicate with them. My family in Athens, they only speak Greek, so that was a bit of a challenge, but I had to communicate only in Greek with them. And it was really nice to just meet them and, you know, see how they live and experience like their culture. Yes, I'm actually studying abroad this summer in Athens with NYU for 6 weeks. So, very excited. Yes, I went to Astoria a couple of weeks ago for the first time. I wish that I could find Hellenicos cafes here in Manhattan, but it's a challenge. You have to go to Astoria. I go to a couple Greek restaurants. They just opened one right around the corner from my dorm that's Greek. They have souvlaki and gyros. And yeah, I don't cook at home. If I did, I would try and cook some Greek food, but I remember baking tiropita with my grandma and it took hours. So I have a lot of photographs on my wall from my trip. Yes, after going for the first time, I realized that I want to keep going back and possibly go back next summer and intern with Ikati Marini since I'm a journalism major. So I think, and also like the community here at NYU and taking Greek at NYU with Despina and meeting everyone else in my class it's really nice to know that like I can experience like Hellenic culture here with other students who are also of Greek descent. Bogos, no, it's actually Armenian. My father's father is Armenian, so my father's mother, my grandmother, is Greek, and our last name is actually Bogosian. But when my family came over after the Armenian genocide in about 1917 at Ellis Island, it was shortened to Bogos. I identify myself, I guess, as an American. I'm just starting to get more in touch, I think, with my family and my heritage. So, yeah, I wish that I had been able to communicate with my family more and, you know, speak with them because my grandmother was the only one who was able to communicate with our family. I'm actually the only one right now, the only family member that lives in the U.S. that can speak it, read, and write Greek. My grandmother can only speak it. She can't read it. She can't write it. So I'm the first one. I think they saw me as a Greek American because I was able to speak with them and I knew the language and I was able to get around. Yeah, I think I think Greek American. I know we have one club at NYU for Hellenic students. I'm on their listserv, so I get emails all the time about any events that they have. I'm very, very busy, and I have unfortunately not been able to participate in any of their events, but I am marching in the Greek parade on April 7th. I'm excited. No, I don't think it's only the language. NYU offers a lot of courses for Hellenic studies about music, poetry, modern Greek history, modern Greek culture, a lot of different things. And I don't think that it will go away at all. I wish more people were speaking the language. Our class is very small, but I don't think it will go away. I hope so. Maybe one day. I actually found a couple online yesterday. I've been looking for scholarships for Greek American students the past couple of weeks to support my trip this summer, and I found a couple of programs that do offer internships in Greece over the summer, and a couple of other study abroad programs. I mean, I would love to spend a summer in Greece interning at a newspaper and doing something along those lines, definitely. I have a lot of friends actually that when I went to Athens, when I got back, they asked me, oh, well, how was it? Like, did you see any strikes, any protests? And I said, no. I mean, I did not feel in danger at all. It was like amazing. I mean, nothing was, yes, the crisis is happening, but the media definitely portrays Athens as a city that is, every day there are strikes, and it's just the negative image, but it's definitely not like that. And I was just there like 2 months ago. A little bit, not too much. I know a couple of authors. I started reading Drifting Cities with a professor here. I wish that I am able to take more classes that allows me to read material from Greek Americans and study music and art. But hopefully this summer and going forward, I will be able to do so. I'm not sure if it's, for me at least, it's not the fact that I live in New York. I think it's the fact that growing up I didn't really have a culture to identify with. I grew up, Sunday dinners, my grandmother would, cook Greek food. But other than that, there was really I knew I was Greek, but I didn't know my family. I didn't know how to say anything. And I think going to college and knowing that I have the option to do that, I didn't even know there was a Hellenic Studies program at NYU. I found out through taking a Speaking Freely class here at NYU, which is basically just free language courses during the semester. They're not for credit. And I think, for me at least, it, I guess, connects me to my family, because growing up I didn't really feel connected to my immediate family. So now I'm finding, other relatives in Greece that I can connect with. Um, they always want me to take them to Greek restaurants because they love Greek food. They ask me to write their name in Greek for them, tell them a couple of phrases. I have a friend who is studying in Abu Dhabi right now and who is on vacation in Cyprus for a couple of days, and he emailed me and wanted me to send him a list of Greek phrases to help him get by. I think they think it's exciting that they see someone pursuing something so diligently and knowing that my family is Greek. And not a lot of people, I guess, here at NYU speak Greek. So for them, it's really interesting to see someone, oh, wow, like, you speak Greek. Like, that's not, the norm, I guess, at NYU. No, not at all. There's no conflict. I think that, NYU is such a diverse school, and New York City in general is such a diverse city, and I think it's always nice to see someone, get in touch with their cultural roots and where they're from. And I haven't experienced any conflict from anyone. Everyone is very supportive in me pursuing Greek. They know that I love it, that I love studying it, that I love trying to practice the language, even though it's a little bit difficult for me since I'm just now getting exposed to it. But there's no conflict at all. I haven't experienced any conflict. Yes, I want to be a foreign correspondent when I graduate, and I've expressed a lot of interest in living in Greece and working at a newspaper in Greece. So I definitely want to keep this going when I graduate, wherever I am, hopefully in Greece or here in New York, where I'm able to still practice the language. But in terms of settling down, you mean like marriage? Oh, I haven't thought about that at all. I told them I was from New York, and then they asked me, oh, like, you speak Greek? And I would say, yes, I study Greek at school, at a university in New York. My family is from Rhodes and Patras. No, not at all. I think everyone was just impressed that, because when I would tell them, that I speak Greek, I started learning a couple years ago. And I know I don't, everyone thinks I'm Irish. I have no Irish blood in me at all. I think they were just everyone that I met in Greece was very welcoming and no conflict at all. I think they were just excited to see someone, pursuing the language that didn't grow up with it, that is, expressing an interest in learning now. I think so. I've only been to Astoria once, and I was writing an article for NYU, and I was speaking in Greek with a couple of people in the community, and they would ask, where are you from? And I would, tell them from New York. My family's Greek. So I think people here are definitely welcoming. Especially here at NYU, even if I am a third generation Greek. I don't think it's the end. I hope it continues. I want my brother to start learning Greek. I have a younger brother. He's 17, so he's applying to college. But I don't think it will end. But I think it depends on whether or not the Greek Americans want to get in touch with their roots more. If they, did not grow up in a traditional Greek family like I did. I hope it continues, and I think it will. There are opportunities here. Astoria is, the second, I think, largest city outside of Athens, with the largest Greek population. So I feel like it will continue because more and more Greeks are coming to the U.S., and there are a lot of kids at NYU who are Greek, but that just may not know about the Hellenic Studies department. They kind of keep themselves hidden from what other people have told me, but I don't think it will end. I think it will continue. Yeah, I definitely felt like I was in Greece, I guess, for a little bit when I was there, just because everyone was speaking Greek. You could go into a store and find Greek products. And I think even if I mean, I know from the people that I spoke to in Astoria and that I know that live there, it's like a community for them, and it's a way, to still feel a part, to still feel connected to Greece, even though they may not live in Greece anymore. And I think moving out to the suburbs, I don't think that will change. I mean, I think there are still ways to, to bond. I mean, there are lots of associations, and even though you don't live in Astoria, I feel like, there are a lot of ways that you can still feel connected to the community that you originally met in Astoria. Well, there are a lot of opportunities at, universities that connect you with other people that also study with you. But I know there are also like Greek festivals around the city. I mean, for me, if I were to move to the suburbs, I would still, try and go back to Astoria as often as I could, or to a community that is very Greek. I know there's NGTV, the Greek television channel. I think it's important to keep hosting events in the community, because even if you do, New York, everyone here is so competitive, and it's such a fast-paced life that people make it focus on other things instead of keeping in touch with those who are also, Greek. So I think it's important to continue to host community events. And for me, I met a lot of Greek American students here at NYU at this department. There were a few times, like in my freshman dorm, where I would run into a few people, but the majority has been here at NYU and taking classes in the Hellenic Studies department and interacting with other kids who are also Greek. And through Facebook, of course. Facebook is always a part of our lives. I definitely think so. Because there's something, when I went, I didn't think that I would be able to get around, even, with my language background. But I was surprised. I was able to communicate with my family in Greek, and they don't speak any English, and that was fine. I think it's really not like a confidence booster, but I think you realize, like, I am a part of this culture. Like, I can communicate. I am, like, connected by going and being and walking around in Greece and meeting people. The people in Greece are so different from the people here. They're so much nicer, so much more welcoming. If you get lost, they go up to you and ask you, like, do you need help? Or here, they just, like, shove you on the sidewalk and you keep going to catch the subway. So, at least that's my experience.